Good evening, viewers and listeners. Welcome to another edition of the program, Serving the People, with me, your host, Senator Anissa Batiste. Please let us start with a word of prayer. Loving Father in heaven, please bless the viewers as we show this program to them. Grant them encouragement in their spirit or experiences, that they may know that despite difficulty and trial, we can triumph through your help and through the help of each other. Bless me as I speak the truth to them, to encourage them. In Jesus' name I pray, with thanksgiving. Amen. And now remember that if you wish to contact me here, you may call me at telephone number 528-1015, or you may send an email. The address is servingthepeople.ab@gmail.com. I'll repeat the information at the end for your assistance. Now, in this evening's program, we show you part 2 of our visit to Yambu, where we visited the newly established Bigger&SonFowl farm. And this is a project that Mr. Leon Samuel, better known as Bigger Biggs, is undertaking in recent times, inspired by his dear son. And we are encouraging him because we know the persecution he faced in recent times by the heavy-handedness of the government of the ULP, and we are happy that he has risen above it and that he is moving on to do things that he's talented to do, even as a local entrepreneur. And we hope that his testimony would be a great encouragement to you as you strive to exercise your God-given rights and freedoms in the pursuit of happiness. So take a look.
This one I did when I ready to put this, I'm going to have to be told more than 30,000 runs. So then we have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, because 8 pens we have in it.
8 pens, okay.
Yeah, so each one have 1,000 boards.
Alright.
Each. So then that's how we will be able to have our cycle of 1,000 boards a week.
Right.
So to be a to the consumer. And as I said already, as I said, I'll ask the question a while ago again, Anisha. And what some people need to do again too, they need to keep friends with positive people.
But to encourage them.
That will encourage them. I forget to tell that. Positive people, that will encourage you, because sometimes if you are around the wrong kind of people, they can really, really discourage you. And one of the friends I know that they could think and well, I could call you, let's say I could call you and your husband, your name. I know that you all have been there and basically took the fight. People like Margaret Landon, let me not go and call them because I might be about people. But to everybody who would have been there for me and my company and my family, I want to thank them. They know how much they were a strength, but they were a strength. And they are still a strength because I believe that they are still there. And that's one of the reasons why I look to myself. I might get some blicks for it, but I don't mind. But that's one of the reasons why I choose you to be the one to boss this out to the general public, because hardly anybody in the public, a few persons know about it because persons keep close and talk to them know about this project here. But hardly any people know. So I guess from when this program is aired now, they will know more. So there will be more, and there will be more promotion that we will be doing from here on in. But I really feel to myself that this program could have been brought to the public
that privilege. I appreciate it. Because we are all about serving the people. And for me, your story is one that is important. I mean, you're talking about the sufferings of the people, the successes of the people. And I want to reiterate that government is supposed to facilitate the enjoyment and protection of the rights of the people. And not suppress them and not infringe upon them by making the environment difficult. What you're doing here, I mean, you have asserted your rights and your liberties in the pursuit of your own happiness and in the pursuit of the enjoyment of your own private property and provision for the children and their livelihoods. And
yes.
this is something you have to encourage. You're a local businessman, you're a rootsman, you have come here, you're built and worked your way up.
Yeah.
More than I even know about, as young as I am.
Right.
And I'm saying, this is to be encouraged. These things are to be highlighted. This is local, this is homegrown, this is our own, this is Vinci.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the whole thing, Alicia, and you said a while ago about government being a facilitator, and that is one of the things that I always think. And that is the reason why I believe I might have gotten punished, is that I spoke out because I believe to myself that the government wasn't facilitating me and other his people who really want to grow.
Right.
And anytime at all they start to suppress a person who are a go-getter, trust me, you can really, as if like you back them up in a corner like a tiger, and trust me, tiger can come at you. It's a simple. And I'm very worried to know that there's people in this, I know there's a lot of people in this country who want to go forward, who are facing a lot of obstacles are actually thrown in the way to make them fail. And I want to wonder what is there to be had from a person being hindered from what they want to do. Like take for instance, if a person has a good idea, why not try to nurture it? He doesn't know where it will reach. You know what I mean? And these are the kind of things that I wish we can have a government in this country.
And this is what a government should be doing, because we need to have the private sector as the main engine of growth, economic growth in the country. We need to encourage it and be pro-private sector development. That's
the whole thing. And I said, like, as I said a while ago, right? And not to say that I want to be to sound like it. I am boasting about it, bragging about it. But this facility here, you have just only seen the broiler, which is the meat board. Come Christmas 2012, if the law approved us to be there that long, we have also 4,800 layers, and we're going to see the other side, where we have already constructed to facilitate 4,800 layers. When the whole facility is finished, so that means that we will be as long as all of the birds are laid, because we expect to have all of them laying at one time, but not all of them coming at the same time, because we want to have them in phases. By December, we should be able to pick up 160 flat egg a day.
I hope you will not use any unfortunate and out of place interferences to try to block you. And I'm saying this ahead of time for doing what you're doing.
And the reason I'm making mention of it, because we get our first settle here on Monday. Monday here, Monday are coming here. I mean, that is, but by Monday the program would have been aired, so we will have, the program will be aired on Wednesday, but for Monday of the same week when the program will be aired, we have our first 1,200 layers coming in. That's who's going to bring in 1,200 batches. And we want to make sure that the problem that the country normally has with eggs around Christmas time, and this is the route we are going on again. We are not going to take egg and go out and market like that. We will like people who hear this program get in contact with us now, that they can come and they be the distributor for it. We just want to be the producer. You know what I mean? And they can become, so it's like a way of starting up a whole new business, getting more people employed. So if you're a person, let me say you're home, they ain't got much to do, but you really want to, you're the go-getter, want to go and get something, contact us. Really, you could make a distributor.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, so this is how we are thinking. Yeah, this is how
I like
thinking.
that.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So let me go around and look to see where we're going to bring in the layers.
Alright.
Coming on Monday.
So where are we now?
Yeah, we are in the layer section. And this is something I should have let you know, that the pen that we have here, the chicken farm that we in here is a two-fold farm we have here, which we have. It was in the broiler, and now we're in the layer section now.
Okay.
Now, the layer is not here yet, because when we finish the first half of the facility, because what we are really standing inside here is really half of the facility, right? when they finished this first half, there was no egg, there was no layer chicks
available
in the country.
Okay.
And I really want to stay local.
Okay,
but
so you're not buying,
no.
You're not bringing your chicks from outside?
No.
You're buying them right here?
I'm buying them right here, and I think I want to erase the myth where some people are saying that the chick that are to be had in St. Vincent from the hatchery is no good. I think I already proved that over there with the broilers. For me, they're excellent chicks. Okay? So this is the same with the layers. So I choose to wait.
Because the chicks that you buy here are they start here?
Yeah, I think the only thing that they import is the eggs. But they are hatched at the hatchery. At the hatchery in Dumbarton.
Right.
So Monday come in, this is what we are preparing here. You know, a nice little delayed. And this brood here to receive our first 1,200 layers. Now we are going to bring when the whole entire facility is finished, it's completed, I should say, from top to bottom, it will be able to hold 4,800 layers.
4,800 layers?
Yes, but so we want to bring them into 1,200 batches. Reasons they do not want and give them a space of at least a 6-month space also. But it might take me too long if I go 6 months to fill them up. So what I will do, I will try to bring in them at least every 3 months. But when I'm ready to slaughter, because after 18 months or so, when they begin to lay, you need to slaughter them because the egg quality and everything. My son does a lot of, and I keep on going back to him. He is the one who is going on the internet. He is the one who but I won't say he's going to bring because I don't think that he's a better thinker than me. But he's the one who are more into the time of research and so, right?
That's very good. And I want to say something about that again because Rihanna is just 20 years old, you told us.
Yeah, just 20 years.
It's really,
December.
It's to encourage the young people out there as well. You know, here's a young 20-year-old college student and he's willing to go down into the gutters as well. Into the gutters, meaning I know how we have problems these days where
when you say gutter, I know what you mean.
Kinds of jobs are, you know,
menial,
so But he sees the benefit in the true spirit of a young entrepreneur following his father's footsteps, and he's willing to get out there and to do this. And this is really to be admired, and I hope that other young persons could find inspiration.
And he has 4 advanced include maths, chemistry, physics, and communication studies. He's a science student, and you hear me?
And he's 11th year.
Yeah, and 11th year subject, and he just got in because I think the government started to give 500 so those courses in the past.
Yes.
A certain amount of advanced subject, and he now got the first 500. He was so happy.
Yeah,
Thanks again to the authorities.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and so so let me go back to the business of the check. So in this facility here, we're gonna house 1,200 in this particular facility, in this area right here.
In these 2 heads?
Yeah, in this area, right. But when the chicks them go to a certain side, you know, these are brooders, they will be taken out and give them the whole entire pen to food.
Okay.
So over here again now is where we have the other. This is when we're ready to bring on another batch of layers again. We'll bring them another 1,200 again. Will come here again. So you can see. So we are very systematic. This is not a systematic. You mean a systematic? We just,
I got you.
Yeah, we don't just come on this drum and just bring in chicken like that. Like it is done with a process.
Right.
And where we will build our when they reach to lane again, we have to build what we call chicken coop, the coop for them to one lay and everything.
Yes.
Because we won't have them laying on the ground. They said that.
Right.
We're gonna build the adequate amount of chicken coop, and as I said, the pen digging from here back, will be way back out there.
In the front there where we came in.
It will be 180 feet. So when the whole entire thing is completed, that will not be the road. We don't use that as just for convenience.
Right.
But there will only be 2 main entrances and the 2 sides of the building.
Okay.
That's how I get into the facility.
Alright.
Yeah.
Wow. This is really good, and I'm personally very happy.
Yeah.
Thankful to God for this, to this point.
Thanks, Anisha. And let me say again that this facility, when it's complete now again, too, will be able to pick up at least 160 flats of egg a day.
160 flats of egg per day.
Yeah. And at the moment, we have some construction going on out there because, as I said, I will say again, he did some research again and he said that eggs need to go into a cool area. So we're going to build a special facility that when we pick the eggs them up, they are 2 hours after you pick them up, we go to put them inside them. And more or less like a cooler, whatever it's a cooler, but it's cool area. The right temperature that they would not spoil very easily. And as I said, that the way we're going to do it is that we're not there to compete with anybody. What we will try to do is to set up persons who want to come in. They could come by us and we can make them a distributor for our eggs and let them go and do it. And as I said, is that we have been bringing more persons and more. So even you, if you have anybody in your constituency, you think, boy, they want something to do, they're not busy. As long as they come and know that believe that they are a reputable person, might be willing to give them the first batch of eggs to go out and do business with. Yeah, as long as we can prove that you will pay us, and everyone willing to give them the start, they need to go out with those eggs. And
this is great, you'll be providing employment.
Yeah, but that's what we have been doing all our life. Yes. But that's what we have been doing all our life. And as I said, I feel good about this project. And something I must let you know again too, this building you see here is a building that was converted from its original intent. Now, it's a building we were constructing to use as a hardware. And since the thing happened at Rebecca, all the walls was up already. As I said, I tell you, it's 180 feet in length. The whole entire measurement of it inside the width is a 60 feet in width. And then one day, look at it now. I just decided to just turn it into a whole chicken.
You didn't let the situation take you down, but you looked at the situation. By God's grace, you got inspiration from your son and said, what can be done? And you took your difficulty and created opportunity and possibility.
Yeah, and you talk about that because sometimes we might have children and sometimes we might be thinking that there's not much we can learn from them or we can get it from them. But sometimes they might not bring the exact answer for you. But if you listen to what they are saying or think about what they say, you might well get an answer from it because I said his idea was to grow a couple dozen chickens, like a 2 dozen chickens for us to use home. But that tickled my mind. You see what I mean?
It tickled your mind.
Yeah, he tickled my mind. Yeah, right. You know what I mean?
Okay.
God, you see, so God used him to tickle my mind to say, go there and there.
And here we are.
Here what we have. And we began this project in November.
Yes.
And by December, we could have put chicken in December. I must not let this program go unheard without thanking my workers who would make this possible.
Right.
Namely Winston, because they was the person who did the actual Winston, Harford, and you guys Shallow. So I have to do this project here. I have 2 full-time carpenter and 1 mason.
Excellent.
With few laborers who will come around, but I have any black spot they come around one time to time, Rasta and Harry and those type of guys who will come and pitch in, and trust me, I must not forget another young man again who used to beat out all these walls because these are big walls that he beat out and put in frames and put in, we call them power. Yeah, those are the people that I must thank. I'm not gonna carry down this glory. As a matter of fact, people no bigger. I do not want this to be about me. I want this to be about my children, my son specifically, the workers them who did it. You know what I mean? I am the one who has the experience. I basically run the job, but they did the actual work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I must thank them.
Wonderful.
And we could have get it done, but I had us to go out for Trinidad. And another matter, but you remember for 7 days. And that alone, so that 7 days wasn't, you can't even count that 7 days, so 7 days was out. And we were still able to put chicken in. So those chickens, by December 15th, then look, we have already been slaughtering since last week, chickens and the same facility. So how can I forget those workers?
Right, very well said, very well said.
And trust me, Anicia, I must not say I don't have any problem, but it's been for a very long time. I start to feel to myself like I could start to breathe and relax a little bit, knowing that okay then I could expect what the good things to be taken out of this. You might wonder again what might happen again when I'm gone off to university in September. By God's grace, he should be going after September. I have another son that he and his grooming, his name is Nikki, to take over the facility. And what he is really saying is that we have to prepare ourselves that when he gone after university, any long period he had for vacation, he coming home to his project. And I like with the direction going again. He wanted to become a mechanical engineer. But as I said, I believe that he have done enough that he might be able to get a scholarship. But to be honest with you, I do not really want him to go to study even anywhere.
You want to give him the best that you can give him and prepare for that.
Yes, so that's what I'm thinking of at the moment.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And another thing I would like to do now, Anisha, is this year out there. Although I'm not ready to, I'm concentrating on other things that will be covering very soon, maybe by the middle of the month. And if anybody else has used galvanized, good used galvanized for sale, contact me. Any amount here, I will be willing to buy them from them. Okay. So if somebody like those persons in Argyle who would have had galvanized and the roof down there, and they might have taken them off of the roof and do not have anything to do with them at the moment, I'm willing to buy any amount of galvanized.
Use galvanized.
Use galvanized.
Just give your number again.
And as I said, they could call us at 458-1536, 458-0075, email us at biggertrucking@hotmail.com. They can contact Anisha at
528-1015. 528-1015.
Yeah.
Yes. Great.
So, Anisha, so look out. I know that you doesn't use eggs, but those persons who know they normally have eggs at Christmas time, tell that Christmas gone in 2011, by God willing, that is the last.
With the egg worry?
With the egg worry.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
Well, it was such a pleasure. I mean, I know we'll just take a look further up there and see what's going on.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just want to encourage you, Mr. Samuel, Bigger Bigs, as we know you affectionately, to keep on the struggle, keep the struggle on. Yeah. And I really admire you as a father, with your drive and your passion to go all out to take care of your children, to ensure that they are provided for, and to really want to continue to give encouragement to local business and local business drives, because this is what you're doing. And like I said, and I'll say it again, this is to be encouraged. This is about supporting local and supporting all things Vinci, as you would say. And I really admire that. I can't say it enough. And I also admire the way how you have not allowed your circumstances that were put upon you by external forces, you've not allowed it to depress you and to put you down, but you've turned difficulty into possibility and opportunity. And this is a message and a lesson for other persons out there, and I'm happy at serving the people to bring it to you.
So when you buy Bigger Bigs chicken, all local, all organic chicken, no chemicals, big bird, big chicken.
Yes, my dear viewers, what a wonderful testimony and encouragement. And we want to say a special thanks to Elmo Little, better known as Uncle Rudy, for that little ad at the end where he advertised the birds for Bigger Bigs. Now, I want to continue by speaking with you a bit personally. I know that these are trying and difficult times, my dear people. I have an idea because I have listened to you, and I continue to receive the calls and meet people on the street corners who just want to talk about their problems. And I understand that things are hard. I want to encourage you, however, not to despair, not to become despondent and to give up, to throw your hands in the air. Because we have to survive, and survive we will by the grace of God. But there are certain practical things I would like to talk to you about with respect to how you can survive these times. Now, I know everybody's situation is not the same. I know there are varying levels of trial and difficulty. But I'm saying to you that nothing is impossible, and that you have to have a mind where you are willing to endure the hardships and to do the necessary things in your personal lives, in your home situation, in your family situation, to help you bear it. But one of the points of encouragement I want to give comes from the scriptures, and it has to do with the issue of we being our fellow men's neighbor. I bring to mind the parable of the Good Samaritan, which can be found in the Bible book called Luke chapter 10, and the entire parable runs from about verse 29 down to 37. And I really want to make reference to it and to the words of Jesus Christ as he encourages us, because I am aware of the fact that in this whole trying time, there are some of us and those of you who are better off, so to speak, than others. And I want to encourage and hope by the grace of God to inspire in you that attitude to want to help your fellow man who is not so well off as you are. It is very important for us to have this in our society. We cannot now be selfish and cold and insensitive towards one another in these trying times. It is very important for us to learn to help our neighbors. Luke chapter 10, and I'm reading from verse 29 to 37. Now in this parable, the Bible tells us there was a certain lawyer who asked Jesus certain questions about eternal life. And when Jesus posed back the question to him, he answered. And Jesus said, well, you've answered correctly. Now one of the things he said in his answer was that he knows he has to love his neighbor as himself to get eternal life. And then he smartly asked Jesus, well, who is my neighbor? And Jesus gave this parable to explain, and I quote, and Jesus answering said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was. And when he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? And he said, he that showed mercy on him. Then said Jesus unto him, go and do thou likewise. End of quote. Now here in this passage we see that Jesus clearly answers the question, who is my neighbor? It is the person who is in need. This man was genuinely hurt, meaning that he wasn't pretending, he wasn't trying to fool anybody. He fell victim to the disaster, as it were, of a crime. And he was wounded and hurt. And there were those who passed by and overlooked him. They couldn't care less. They were indifferent. They were insensitive and cold. But then there was the Samaritan, who the Bible says looked at him and had compassion on him. This is what must be encouraged in our society, and this is what I encourage. When you see your neighbors, the people who have need, this is your neighbor. Not necessarily the person who lives in the house next to you or 2 houses from you, but anybody who is in need, and you are in a position to help, and it's a genuine need, a genuine cause, have compassion. And where you can help, reach out and help. It could have been you. You never know when you yourself would need help. And I assure you that the help that you genuinely give, because the person has a genuine need, and that you are in a position where you can help, I assure you that God would look upon it favorably, and he would bless you likewise. So I want to encourage our people, because I know these are difficult times, but I'm saying, those of us who can help, help. Those of us who help those who are in genuine need of help. And this is why I want to end this program of serving the people, to let you know that we are here for you. You may call me at 528-1015. That's 528-1015. Or you may send an email. The address is servingthepeople.ab@gmail.com. Until our next program, may God richly bless you, and may we all be good Samaritans to our neighbors, those who are in need. God bless you. Bye-bye.